In this episode, I talk about how to properly research your product before launching it. Welcome to episode 119 of the Honest Entrepreneur Show, where I help creatives like you to master your marketing. My name's Tom Ross, and let's get into it. Guys, you've heard me talking about this for weeks and weeks and weeks at the very least, but we are finally in our new office space. And guess what? If you're watching this on YouTube, you probably can't tell the difference. We're kind of tight on time this evening filming, so pretty soon, maybe in a few episodes time, we're going to do a full kind of office tour because it is amazing. I've got the normal bookshelf behind me, but I'm in the new filming studio. We're going to be building out an entire set. I'm looking out of the window of this filming room, and I just see this gigantic, incredible office. Right now, the air conditioning's on, so we're not melting to death like normal, but you can't hear it because it's a fancy kind of hidden ceiling fan. You can probably tell I'm pretty excited, and I can't wait to share all the details of this incredible new space with you guys. It's really going to help us kind of ramp up the quality and the volume of content, so look out for it.
This question is from Debbie. I'm a type designer, and I'd love to hear your thoughts about the best ways to research a potential product.
Hey Debbie, great to get you back on the show. I'm a huge fan of all of your type work. You're super talented, so I'm excited to answer this question for you. When you talk about how to research a product, I presume you're talking about not the ways to research it, perhaps aesthetically and mood boards and things of that nature, but more trying to ascertain the level of market demand. Is anyone going to want to buy this thing when you're done making it? And so if you are asking in that vein, what I would do, I would refer to a lot of my content I put out in terms of idea validation. But just to go back through a little bit of that stuff, there's two ways you do it. You do it with the wider market and industry that you operate in, and you do it with your particular community. So let's start with the wider market. You are a type designer. I know you're very immersed in the world of typography and fonts and so on. So you should essentially have your ear to the street, to the ground, and you should be very aware of what's going on in your particular industry. You should be able to see which trends are kind of on the up, hitting that inflection point. You should see which trends have become a bit oversaturated, all of that type of stuff. So you might know that brush fonts, for example, have kind of had their heyday. And so now they're so oversaturated and there's millions of them out there. And so now people are kind of a bit meh, whereas a few years ago, they jumped all over them and they felt a lot more fresh. So that's almost on the descent right now. But there's other fonts which are just starting to emerge now, but are still underserved. So there's a huge market demand, but it definitely hasn't hit that kind of maximum capacity. All of that stuff should be running through your veins because that is gold dust. Like jumping in at the wrong time as opposed to the right time could be the difference between something blowing up and being a bestseller or just being a bit of a dud. And so often that doesn't have that much to do with the product quality. It is literally just the market demand, what's happening within your market and the market dynamics and all that kind of stuff. So it's so worth paying attention very closely to those things. I also think as well, when it comes to your community, you should be doing as much research as possible. I do this at every phase with some of my projects and what we do at Design Cuts, my company as well. So, you can involve people at the very early conceptual phase. I'm thinking of doing a font. I'm thinking of a clean sans versus a kind of flourishy script. What would you guys prefer? And you'd be staggered. Sometimes your audience give you a very definitive answer. It could be 85% versus 15% prefer one option, in which case go and make that option because that's going to do a hell of a lot better when you release it to your community. And what you're trying to avoid happening is you shooting in the dark, essentially. You don't want to be guessing with this stuff. Let your audience tell you, and also realize the tremendous power of involving them in that process, because the more involved they are, not only is it going to give you free market research and better inform your creations, but they're going to become emotionally invested because they had a part in it. They had some kind of say in it. So when it eventually does launch, they're going to be a lot more compelled to buy it because they've been part of that journey the whole way along. So This can be everything. This can be the preview graphics. This could be the name of your font. It can be little things like that. Do you prefer A or B? You could put this in your story polls on Instagram. You could put this out as a post on social media and show the two side by side and say, vote in the comments, A or B. And again, you're just getting free market research, but people enjoy that stuff. It's not pushy. It's not salesy. It is basically you just involving them and caring about what they think. And people like being able to have an input. It's why people like voting on reality TV shows. They like being able to kind of have some level of control. So that is what I would do. I would keep your ear to the street. I would listen to your community, and I would involve them and get them invested in every stage of your creation process and help guide that product. So it becomes more of a group collaborative effort with you in the driving seat. I hope that helps, Debbie. Question of the day. And this is only in my mind because one of our team asked it earlier. What is your favorite season? So I'm talking like winter, spring, summer, and autumn, or fall, as many of you Americans call it. Let me know in the comments. Personally, it's got to be summer for me. I love summer, all about the heat. It keeps me happy. I know Marco behind the camera here. What's yours? Autumn, yeah, I figured. He doesn't like the heat. Which I will never understand. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I appreciate you guys so much. I'm really enjoying the YouTube show. If you are too, then be sure to hit the subscribe icon and tick the little bell to get notifications when I post new content on this platform.